Welcome to BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome, BitBoy Crypto, the People's Channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto, probably particularly short.
Yeah, I tried to strike the balance
Between me and Frank.
Yeah. So
Thanks, Frank. Appreciate you, Frank. So yeah, we're gonna talk crypto today. Big pump last night, right? I mean, it came kind of out of nowhere. I mean, you can bet your bottom dollar whenever the news, the mainstream news is markets are crashing, dump fear, guarantee it's gonna go up. That's usually what we see. That's what I said yesterday. I said, the one thing that was, not lining up is, God, they were all saying crash. And we got back to 42K. So a price of Bitcoin right now, let's see what's it coming in at right now. Let's have an accurate look here. God, it is above 42. It's at 42.3. Wow. How about that? Big news. I wonder where it went in the last, where it peaked out at. Pretty much at peak right now. Good stuff. You guys can see the big move there last night for Bitcoin. So this 24-hour chart. So yeah, well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and get into the show today. We got quite a few stories about the markets. So first, don't forget to follow us on YouTube. If you're not subscribed already, make sure to do that. 1.45 million subscribers, 820K here on Twitter, 442K on Instagram, BitBoy_crypto. Dad Jokes for the Win. This is my personal account, non-crypto stuff. 6,130 followers there. Let's get into the markets here because that's what everybody wants to know about. We got Frankie Candles coming on here in just a little bit to talk charts. So right now, the overall market, according to CoinMarketCap.com, it's coming in 1.854 trillion. I want that thing to go back over 200 trillion or 2 trillion, excuse me. 200 trillion would be nice though.
that'd be really nice.
So, I mean, the big news of the day, obviously, is the executive order, which we will get in, we'll talk about here in just a little bit. But, it's having you see all these stories about what's coming, and then they start to come out, and maybe not as bad as some people are expecting, and then you get this kind of reversal in the markets. So let's go ahead and look at the top gainers of the day. Well, the volume pretty high first. Look at that, 96 billion, 43.4 Bitcoin. Look at that rise right there. That's a full percentage point above yesterday. 15 Paraguay incident ETH transaction. Great time to be selling Ethereum NFTs, but OpenSea's not selling much of anything right now, so too bad for them. All right, so Bitcoin coming in at 42.4. It's up 10.65%. Ethereum back at 27.53. Still down 7% for the week. Bitcoin still down 4% for the week. That says a lot, but Bitcoin is back above a $800 billion market cap. So much money in crypto. BNB almost back to 400. Terra Luna up 28% today almost. $104. That's an all-time high. I believe that's a new all-time high for Terra.
It's got to be close.
I think it is. Because it was close.
Yeah.
It was, well, let's see. It's a new all-time high. New all-time high for Terra. What a time to be alive. And we just bought some?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I
Look.
think so. Okay, let's go back here. Cardano at 86 cents again, pretty good. XRP at 6.85% gain. It is at 76 cents. Cardano at 86. Solana back at 89. So down 12% for the week. Avalanche, and we were having a really interesting conversation yesterday. Me and TJ were about what is the EOS of this bull market? What are the coins from this bull market going to be that we're going to look back and they seem to be great at the time? Neo,
Tron was another one.
Tron was another one, and they never reached all-time highs again. So, what coins in 2024, 2025 we're going to look back at and be like, I can't believe we thought that one was going to do real well. Right. So definitely seems to be right now, in my opinion, some of these projects have got to the point of development where it's going to be hard for them to fail. Redman says Solana is the EOS of this cycle. I mean, that's what some people are saying, but big money behind Solana. Big money was behind EOS too.
Yeah, that was kind of what prompted the conversation. It was something along those same lines. Like, EOS was big VC money. They did very well, but then when it came time to actually do something on the chain, it was like, oh, a lot more problems with this than we pitched. And somewhat of a similar result with Solana. I still think it's too early to call, but small group of people made a lot of money with Solana.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. I could see Solana, if this is full bear market, we go down much further, and see Solana maybe not retesting all-time highs if it goes down like 90% from the peak in the next cycle, possibly. We'll see. Because what you're looking for is coins that performed unusually high.
Right.
And Solana performed unusually high for what it is and how fast it came onto the scene with Layer 1 protocol. So we'll see what happens. But ultimately, I don't know what the answer to that is. I was going down the list, we see Terra lose a lot of its, right now it's pumping hard. Could Terra be one that could fall back down? I just don't see it being Avalanche. I think Avalanche and Solana are, probably here to stay, but Solana, the price action makes me think potentially, but you were bringing up Polkadot.
Yeah. To me, what was interesting is when we were looking at that DeFi list yesterday and the amount of DeFi going on the different things and the attack that we feel like is most likely coming from, regulators and governments across the world. And I think that's the big question mark around DeFi. All these things that are created and kind of their whole thing is DeFi. If DeFi is under a major attack, it's only going to survive on the most robust ecosystem. So some of these new ones that were kind of pre-launch or they didn't really get a lot of activity going on there yet. They're talking about it and they're saying when there is, it's going to be better, but we haven't seen it yet. And if the time runs out, will they still be top of mind 2 years from now?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Things change. The average number of coins that changes every single year in the top 10 is 4. So since the creation of the altcoin market, you had 4, new into the top 10. I'd say this year we actually saw more than ever.
Yeah.
We saw so many coins pop up into the top 10 and come back out.
And that could be the new trend. Now that it's more developed and we've got big money, big influence in a lot of these projects, big VCs behind it, we could see a lot more turnover in the top projects, just like we did with the internet.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, let's move on to some of the stories here. Did I see Shake Shack doing Bitcoin rewards? Yes, I did see that. Now you can get some Bitcoin with their mediocre burger.
Yeah, so, said that when we covered it.
Yeah, mediocre burger.
Not a big Shake Shack fan.
Nah, I just see one thing is a lot of people, they really like burgers at specific places because of what they put on them. Some people like that. I think it's a barbecue burger, maybe with like peppers on it or something, chilies maybe. But I don't eat chilies or peppers, so I don't get that. Like I don't get the monster sauce at In-N-Out because pickles are in that thing. So anyway, so a lot of people like In-N-Out because of that, and I can't eat that, so I just say it's a mediocre burger. I don't like Shake Shack.
Animal style, right?
Animal style, whatever. Yeah. What'd I say?
Monster sauce.
Animal monster, whatever it's called. It's all the same thing to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Oil surges as U.S. bans Russian crude. Britain to phase out purchases. How about this? We have now banned Russian oil. We prefer oil that moves slowly. How crude was that of me? But the thing is that Britain is getting ready to do the same thing. And we're gonna have to see how big of an impact this has on the market. You have seen so many stories coming out from the United States, different news outlets from politicians wanting to move back to creating our own energy sources here in America and not wanting to be, dependent on other countries. And we're going to see, I don't know if we're going to talk about it today, but, China helping Russia get around the sanctions. So China is, thick as thieves with Russia in this. So, what kind of effect is this going to have ultimately on the oil markets? And, a lot to be seen. But one thing for sure, we got to get away from counting on oil from Russia or any other of the countries that hate us that we get our oil from. Bitcoin returns to 42K as markets await potential 7.9 CPI inflation update. Bitcoin at 42K, an impressive overnight candle. Saw Bitcoin reclaim, support levels. Data from CoinMarkets Pro show Bitcoin USD abruptly squeezed through previous resistance at 39,600. Amid local highs of 42.4, which it just hit, the mood among traders was also improving, but remained cautious. Multiple macro factors, the Russia-Ukraine war, inflation, and the United States incoming executive order on crypto all kept commentators weary. I can't deny that it's the market is looking a bit better after this first move, yada, yada, yada. Pintoshi says 4.7K. If that holds, they'll look again for a yearly open, blah, 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 blah. Below 40.7, no bueno. Basically, we want to stay above that box. These are the same numbers that Frankie was giving. 46.2, 52, 53K, very important. Let's see, it was a nice squeeze, yada, yada, yada. So I'm very interested in the CPI data. Where is that in this article? Bets remained open as to the impact of Thursday's consumer price index data. It is expected to be 7.9%. Oh, it's 7.1 and people are freaking out?
Yeah.
7.9?
Which means probably in reality about 42%.
It's so high. It's so stupid that they give us this fake measurement. So dumb.
It is.
Bitcoin jumped above. Look at this candle. Bitcoin jumped above 42K on Biden and Putin. Bitcoin has risen 10%. First and perhaps biggest reason, their last 2 weeks, 39K developed into support. And we just keep making, higher lows, which is a good thing. 80,000 is what we would like for an awesome story of waves, but more grounded. Let's look for 47K first. I heard it's never going below 47K again. I heard. You said that yesterday on the show, I think.
Say what?
Bitcoin's never going below 47K again?
Yeah.
Ever.
We're talking about, yeah.
Let's see. Privacy coins were pumping up absolutely huge. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. McDonald's is not. Oh, look at this. A video from Moscow tonight at McDonald's drive-thru after the fast food chain said it was pulling out of Russia. The line of cars stretched almost half a mile. Tom Bangert, you want me to read that now?
Yeah.
Tom Bangert says, super chat, thank you for that. If we set new all-time high for Bitcoin this year, do you roll or do you stick by your 110K target? Or could it potentially go a lot higher now closer to your original? That's
probably talking to,
What?
Was it going closer to the original target of 288?
225.
Or like that?
So.
Yeah.
225 was my first, and then I moved it to like 323 based on how bullish things were in the beginning. I don't know. Good question. I think if we get something parabolic, it's got to move much higher than, 80K or 100K. But it's just hard for me. Like the number is getting very high in market cap. It's a lot of money to move Bitcoin, to think about this. The Bitcoin market cap would have to be almost bigger than the entire crypto market cap all-time high to get just to, twice where we, the peak where we were, like to 150K. It has to be like twice that. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know where all the numbers are going to come in from. Obviously, the retail is not here. The institutions are already here. So I don't know. Maybe if we finally got countries starting putting Bitcoin on their treasury, like that could be enough to do it. But they're more than likely going to do that in a bear market, right? What do you think? More countries. All right. So third largest Bitcoin whale bought $28 million at 38.4 thousand. So that was pretty low. Did you know that the pandemic is now over? Someone was talking about that 2 months ago, right?
Yeah.
Us. Yeah. We were telling you that. Amazing how fast it changes. Bitcoin newbies are evolving into long-term holders as Bitcoin accumulation phase begins. We've been looking at that for a while. I mean, really, you can look at this whole entire last year as an accumulation phase in a way. That's really bullish. For Bitcoin, the transaction fees doubled, yet the Bitcoin transaction fees briefly doubled, yet remained exceptionally low. So that's more stuff on Bitcoin. All right, let's bring Frankie Candles up. Let's check out the charts here.
Let's do it. Frankie.
The string on this T. It's always so long it gets caught in my mouth. Have y'all seen it when it gets caught in my mouth while I'm drinking?
It's hilarious.
Awkward.
I think one time I got caught in your tooth, I remember.
It probably did.
It's pretty funny. What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a great day. We actually got a lot to look at today. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin. We're also tons of stuff to look at on the Bitcoin chart, but we're also going to be showing you guys the US dollar index and how it is relating to Bitcoin right now and what to keep an eye on and how the movement of the DXY could affect the price of Bitcoin. So without further ado, let's go ahead.
Can you long the US dollar? Like, can you long the dollar index?
I'm not sure. To be
I'm pretty
100%
sure
honest
that's
with you.
like just buying bonds.
Oh, that's
I
boring.
guess, yeah.
How boring.
Okay, so starting off on the weekly chart. Now, we covered this weekly chart a lot, and if you guys do watch the stream often, you will know that this weekly VWAP is indecisive, right? We popped up, we popped back down, we popped up. It looked like it was going to pop back down, and now we are, back up, curving up with the VWAP here. So, all in all, kind of looking, if you guys watch, I don't want to like beat a dead horse here, but the weekly not looking too great. But with the VWAP coming up, that could be bullish in the short term, and we got some more, some bullish news coming down these time frames. But yeah, worth noting that yellow VWAP is back above the zero line. We are not currently printing a red dot on the weekly, so that is good news. Now let's go ahead and come down here to the daily. Now we talk about this a lot with the money flow. Smoothly curving to the upside towards the zero line. Now, this is what you want to see. We are printing a trigger wave here, so that is bullish, right? If we get this crossover into the green with the money flow, I think this could be a pretty big move for Bitcoin. I'm actually going to give the chart a refresh here because my drawings are not popping up here. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay, beautiful. So some other things to look at on the daily here is we are in somewhat of an ascending triangle here on the daily, right? An ascending triangle is typically a bullish pattern, right? It's more probable to break to the upside, which is a good thing. Now, when looking for price targets based off of this ascending triangle, right? If you take the high to the low and you drag it up here, that does bring our target to about 55K, right? Everybody's been waiting for this relief rally from this long downtrend that we've been in for Bitcoin. And, we thought we were going to see it right here. It was a little lackluster, not what I wanted to see. I was expecting between 48 and, 52, maybe 54 for this relief rally. And we have not really seen anything happen yet. However, if we can get this money flow into the green and pop up to these levels, that would be the target we're looking for. And interestingly enough, if you do grab your Fibonacci retracement tool and you drag it from, let me just move this out of the way. If you grab your Fibonacci retracement and you drag it from this high to this low right here, that price target also does wind up being right at the golden pocket. Very, very, very interesting. So this is kind of the area that I'm looking for. If we are able to, you also have a W reversal pattern forming here as well, right? If you are able to break this neckline, hopefully you could break out to these higher prices. So this is what I'm keeping an eye on. And then real quick, before I leave you guys, I do just want to show you this US dollar index. Let me just DXY. And so if you look here,
I guess you probably can't. That would be like 4x, right?
Yeah, I guess
4x.
Yeah,
is how
4x
you
you can. Yeah, that is. So if you look here, right, if we come down to the 1 hour, right here, and you come on to the 1 hour for Bitcoin, now some pretty interesting stuff here, right? So let me just get rid of this ugly line. So now we were in a falling wedge for Bitcoin, right? Typically, this is a bullish reversal pattern. And if you look here at the DXY, you were actually in a rising wedge, right? And you can see my cursor here on both charts. Now, as you can see, the DXY is moving, or Bitcoin is moving completely inverse of the DXY, right? So you're in a rising wedge on the DXY as you are in a falling wedge on Bitcoin. And as soon as the DXY broke down and out of this rising wedge, you see Bitcoin break up and out.
Oh, so we had the DXY crashed pretty much.
Yeah. So
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was going the other direction.
yeah,
Wow.
and look at that. Shout out to Market Cipher. Hey, you did get the blood diamond there, right? And we are coming up to this key resistance level at about 99 130 ish. So we are rejecting off of that right now. You do have a golden pocket down here, so that could act as support. But if we break down from this golden pocket and come down further for the DXY, that could mean some more upside for Bitcoin. And vice versa, if we do get a bounce off that golden pocket and start coming back up on the DXY, that could be a little downside for Bitcoin. But very interesting, that's moving exactly inverse. If we can get past this golden pocket and break down, that could be very good for some more positive price action. So exciting stuff, very interesting stuff.
All right, Frank.
Yeah. That's all I got, guys.
Appreciate
I'll
it.
see you next time. Bing bong.
I was gonna say. Yeah. I didn't get you on screen for it. That was my bad.
Say BitBoy can predict the end of the pandemic, but Bitcoin price, not so much.
Savage, man, they're harsh.
They are. They like
Also, 7,000 people in here right now, guys. If you could smash the likes for Frankie Candles and for the channel here, that's the -- way to help people learn about Bitcoin and free themselves from centralized suppression.
And we actually have our by the way, new video series starting tonight. We were going to do it yesterday, but it's a little too rushed. 3-minute quick update videos on 1, 2, or maybe 3 stories, was really popular in crypto today. Very shortened version. I know a lot of people like, you don't have time to watch the whole live stream. I wouldn't have time to watch an hour and 15-minute show every day. Busy doing other stuff. Some people listen on their work break. We have a lot of people listen to the podcast version, which is great. But what I would say is that this will be a much, much, much shorter video with money or news every day you're going to want to know. So definitely make sure to check that out. If you miss the live stream, you can come every night at 9 and check that out. So, and then I don't know what exactly we're going to be doing for portfolio reveal. We're going to talk about recording that today. So, all right, moving on. Where were we?
Biden's order.
Biden's order. Look at that guy. Look at President Biden. He's strong. He's strong. Can I make his face?
That's an interesting face to make.
Yeah, it is. Joe Biden's got this thing where he's always looks concerned with the way he squints his eyes. Just barely squinting. Is this serious? Is Russia Ukraine serious? I don't know. Okay, so Biden issued long-awaited executive order on crypto, and a lot of people are interpreting this to be extremely bullish.
Mm-hmm.
Saw a pump last night. Where is this coming from? This is what I've noticed. People that are not in crypto day to day, like those of us that are, they tend to look at this stuff as bad things. They say, "Oh, Biden's regulating crypto. It's terrible for crypto." No, it's not bad for crypto.
Yeah,
Regulation's good and for investor protection side of things to some extent. Obviously, talk about all the time, the SEC thinks you're stupid. They want you to know that. So they want you to make sure that, without their guaranteed, approval, that you're definitely going to lose because you're not smart enough to handle your own money. Make sure you hire somebody that paid their government licensing, to do that. So I think that, it is what it is right now. Regulation is not a bad thing, what we're seeing. And stable coins definitely are going to be involved in this. They're looking at the digital dollar. So here we go. The takeaway. The whole of government effort to regulate the crypto industry focuses on consumer protection, financial stability, illicit uses, leadership in the global financial sector, financial inclusion, and responsible innovation, according to a fact sheet. The executive order, the first to focus exclusively on, is the Janet Yellen part in here? Did we put her on the thumbnail?
Yeah, she responded before the order was
leaked.
Actually public.
Well, hopefully it's in one of these stories. If not, I'll pull it up. The executive order, first such to focus exclusively on the growing digital asset sector, directs federal agencies to better communicate with their work in the digital asset sector. Similarly, the order did not announce any new regulations for crypto companies to abide by. That's good. It means we at least get 6 more months of innovation. Great. A senior administration official struck a neutral tone on digital assets by telling reporters that the growth of the crypto sector could threaten the U.S. financial system. Don't forget to wash my hands.
Yeah, it was weird. Don't forget to wash behind your ears is what it said on here. That has to be something BJ left or somebody. Yeah, see, I can hear him laughing. Yeah. I grabbed your question, IMJ. We'll get to it at the end.
Without sufficient oversight, criminals can use crypto to launder funds or evade sanctions. They can't do that with the US dollar.
No, of course not.
Let's see. Same time, they can provide job opportunities. I mean, look, they're looking at this as a real industry that, we've obviously known it's going to be. It's going to be a big part in the United States, especially when we're about to be dealing with a lot of unemployment problems. Crypto is booming. So let's see. Originally reported to be in the works October 2021, defining 6 priorities for the administration: protecting U.S. interests, protecting global financial stability, preventing illicit uses, promoting responsible innovation, financial inclusion, and U.S. leadership. So we want to be the leaders in crypto. That's the big news. Big shocker. Let's see. Aren't we number 1 in everything?
Well, we
number
are
1 economy.
for now.
Number 1 firearms. Probably number 1 in tattoos, to be honest with you. What country's got more tattoos than us?
I don't know. There's pretty heavy in Europe, but that's not a country.
Let's see. Items order, yada, yada, yada. I'd see pretty much only bullish stuff from this. I don't see anything negative about this. Part of the order directs the Treasury to draft a report on the future money and payment systems. Here they are talking about the digital dollar, looking to do that. So Yellen referenced, no telling Yellen, felon Yellen. Yellen referenced FSOCs, which is the Financial Stability Oversight Council, their role in her statement, which she made the statement. She said, already the department has worked with the president's working group on financial markets, the FDIC, and the OCC to study one particular kind of digital asset, stablecoins, and to make recommendations. Under the executive order, Treasury and interagency partners will build upon the recent published national risk assessments, which identify key illicit financing risk associated with digital assets. She also said they want to assess appropriate safeguards because the questions raised by digital assets often have important cross-border dimensions. XRP, where you at? We'll work with our international partners to promote robust standards. So a lot going on. So much with this digital dollar stuff. They're looking at the CBDC. I still think it's going to be, still think it's probably going to ultimately be the USDC. If it's not broke, why not fix it? But if it's not broke, don't fix it. Or way to say that there. So we'll see. It says, many countries, talking about 100 different countries looking at CBDCs, are looking to set the standards. The centrality of the US dollar in the global financial system needs to continue. So, this is all really bullish stuff. America is basically stating its claim here and saying we're not going to let scams or money laundering or illicit criminal activity that's 0.1% of all Bitcoin transactions. They're going to be for, that they're going to be against that stuff, but they're also going to be for number 1 in innovation. I told you guys this years ago when nobody was watching this channel. Nobody watched this channel, get 100 views on a video. I told my audience back then, the 12 of you that are still here, I told you guys that China versus the United States, it's the new space race when it comes to blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
Blockchain is going to be such a pivotal factor in the future of economy in the world. If we allow China to become number 1 in blockchain, they will absolutely destroy us economically. The only chance we have to stay the number 1 economy, which estimates put us, by 2030, China totally passing us, unless they have a collapse, which some people think will happen. The only way we're going to stay ahead of them is through innovation and technology, blockchain. This is the way. We can't compete with them from a person standpoint. They got way more people than us. So we can certainly compete with them in other areas. Blockchain definitely a place that we have to stake our claim, and the regulation has been hurting. The lack of regulation has been hurting. I think this is all going to be good stuff.
It is definitely going to be good. We have first mover advantage when you look at a lot of the major exchanges, a lot of the major crypto infrastructure. It was started by Americans and it's operated. There's CZ and Binance and definitely some international players. But if you look at Kraken and Coinbase and FTX and Gemini, the Winklevoss twins, US has a huge advantage when it comes to Bitcoin and blockchain. And the lack of regulatory clarity is forcing people to leave, and they recognize that. And so they're, like you said, planting that flag saying, we're here to compete. We want to keep this business here. We want to protect people, but we want blockchain business in the United States. And yeah, that's extremely bullish.
Somebody in the chat said that aren't we already behind because China has a digital yuan? Well, digital yuan sucks and everybody hates it. So no, I'd say just because you're first. I mean, look, if you look at smartphones, who was first? BlackBerry. Where they at though? Where's BlackBerry at? Look at a lot of innovation. Just because someone's first, like look at the hamburger. It's created in Germany.
So the advantage
America made it great though.
The advantage I would give China would be the hash rate that they had. And I think that's why we saw such a big deal made about that. And they probably still control a lot more of the hash than it looks like on paper, which is why I think you see a big push from the United States to try to get into that game. So, there's competition across the board. And this is one of the biggest commodities or assets in the future. And the world's waking up to that.
Yeah. Well, I think that, that's why I can't ever figure out what in the world China's doing with crypto. Because they know this too.
Yes.
And yet it's almost like they're going to force the digital yuan. They are going to force it. It's going to be their national currency. I think the goal is to get that to be the world reserve currency probably, but there's a lot of pushback to that. And it's going to be a long time before that happens.
I agree.
But interesting. There's a trailer of a docudrama on Gerald Cotton on Netflix. Let's watch that. He's dead, they say.
Spoiler.
I think he's still alive. Very confident he's still alive. Actually, he works for me. He's down in the basement.
It's Mr. X.
Okay. Let's see. Janet Yellen made those comments. She said President Biden's historic executive order. She seems like the type of person who would say historic. Leave the H off. Those people pretentious that like that.
Yeah.
It's historic. She seems like that type of person. So I'm going to read it like that. President Biden's historic executive order calls for a coordinated and comprehensive approach to digital asset policy. The approach will support responsible innovation that result in substantial benefits for the nation, consumers, and businesses. Very bullish. She talked about the risks. We already covered that. Covered those quotes by her. Promoting fairness. She is ended her statement by reiterating her department's resolve to work with consumer investor protection groups, market participants, and other leading experts. The goal is to promote a fairer, more inclusive, and more efficient financial system and prevent risks to financial stability and national security. So, promote a fairer marketplace. Y'all do a real good job with that on the stock market. Yeah. Very fair there,
Very fair.
You got to have $25,000 at one time just to be able to day trade. Did you know that?
Yeah. I mean, that's
ridiculous. An insane rule.
Yeah. They take really good care of their friends. We'll say that. It's very fair for if you're a friend of the SEC.
Yeah, absolutely. Or some people say, you may run the SEC. What some people say about CME. They say CME and CBOE actually run the SEC. So that's the rumor. I don't know if it's true. This is interesting. Federal Reserve works with China's blockchain ally for instant payments. Cypherium. This is a project we covered a long time ago. Let's see. The United States Federal Reserve is moving forward with its real-time payment project FedNow service by starting experimenting with the blockchain infrastructure. On Tuesday, the Fed officially launched FedNow Service Provider Showcase. I mean, I don't think it's coincidence they're doing this at the same time the executive order comes out.
No.
Aiming to provide financial institutions and users with a range of services to help them implement FedNow service, which launches in 2023. Be prepared for some type of event where you will need government assistance. They'll have the system to put out federal assistance. At launch, the showcase includes more than 70 profiles and service providers to support instant payments, including New York-based blockchain company. The platform is known for being involved in Chinese blockchain projects, including Suzhou City Municipal. We're the only blockchain company selected so far. Cypherium CEO Sky Guo told Cointelegraph, adding that consumers will be able to use Cypherium's digital wallet or blockchain technology as part of the FedNow payment project. That's very crazy. I would never seen Cypherium being they have big goals, when they launched. They want to compete with Google. They have actual people that work at Google that are on their team, so Very interesting. They want to help organizations identify and connect with partners. They announced the Fed Now program back in 2019. Let's see. Ethereum's also been a member of the U.S. Faster Payments Council. According to the Cipher CEO, the only other blockchain-related participant in the FPC is blockchain payment firm Ripple. Put the X up.
That was a little intense.
And then choke yourself. Yeah. You know, man, that news is so good. It makes me want to choke myself.
Interesting.
Anything to add?
No, nothing.
Hoskinson under fire. Charles Hoskinson, Old Hosky, also known as my doppelganger. He's under fire for not dropping out of a PhD program. The schools say he didn't graduate from undergrad. Also, he said multiple times, including our interview, that he dropped out from a PhD program. Claimed crypto journalist Laura Shin, who also is very committed to not owning any crypto ever. Very interesting for like very high number crypto podcast. To stay neutral. I will never own crypto.
Yeah.
That's smart. Great job, Laura. She got a lot of hate for that decision. I don't hate her for it. Just think it's like self-loathing.
Yeah.
You know, self-loathing is like she wants to punish herself, I guess. I don't know. A debate is surfaced online following claims that Cardano founder and Ethereum co-founder Charles Hoskinson may have fudged the specifics of his educational background. If this story doesn't make you want to completely pull out of all your Cardano, you know, this is a very serious story.
Yeah. I saw a lot of hate on Twitter for this too.
I tell you, just after yesterday, I announced that, you know, I think, you know, Cardano has passed all their problems, and now we got not dropping out of college scandal. This is rough. While the issue is hardly a major scandal, it concerns conflicting reports around whether Hoskinson dropped out of a number theory-focused PhD program, as he suggested, or if he embellished the story. Crypto journalist and Unchained podcast host Laura Shin suggested in her new book and on social media that he never finished an undergraduate degree or enrolled for a PhD. I graduated but did not complete a PhD. I will return and finish it after I retire. I also studied a topic that has nothing to do with cryptocurrencies, number theory, because, you know, crypto doesn't have anything to do with numbers. Any credentials there wouldn't be applicable to protocol development or software engineering. I mean, Charles, do you really need credentials at this point? You are the credential, sir. Your fuzzy beard is the credential. Your picture of you in the garden with the black shirt, that is your credential. All you need. That's what you should do. You just carry, you know, like teachers at schools, they have a little card that goes around their neck. That's what he needs. He just needs that picture of him in the garden.
Yeah.
Just wear it around.
Or just wear that shirt every day.
Oh, man. You're hard to focus, man. I'd be scared to death.
Be waiting for a hawk to come out of nowhere and
yeah, it turned into an Old Spice commercial. You know. The dispute started on Sunday after a Twitter user stated they were reading Shin's book, The Cryptopians, excuse me. You get a rundown of the early days of Hoskinson and Cardano, as reported in her book. Hoskinson responded to the post by saying, "Great work of fiction. Tough market to beat R.R. Martin and Tolkien. Oh, we wish her well." Well, I don't know. Is Cardano a complete project? Definitely doesn't want to go to the Game of Thrones direction where the TV show ends horribly and the books are never going to get finished. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a lot of theories out there about how it's been so long that the next book's been published. Now, I haven't read the books, but they got a big problem that's been developed in the books to where it looks like it's going to be impossible for them to assemble the characters in one place logically in the book. That's why he's probably not going to write it. So listen, Hoskinson, listen, Charles, don't go the R.R. Martin route. We definitely want Cardano to, continue to develop. Don't end with what they call the marine problem. Shin promptly fired back at Cardano's founder as she questioned, speaking of fiction. Oh, God, here we go. Here we go. He said something about it being work of fiction, and then she comes in, actually, Charles, speaking of fiction, She said, do you want to address the discrepancies between your claims of dropping out of a PhD program and the school's assertions that you were enrolled as an undergrad? Whew, wow, what a sharp tongue she has. Wow, he doesn't have a degree. OMG, Ada will tank now. For real, who gives a crap? Just someone who wants to promote her book in the name of a more famous, always so. The journalist's book was launched on February 22nd. She contacted both the Metropolitan State University of Denver, which doesn't have a graduate math program, and the University of Colorado, where Hoskinson previously studied. According to Shin, both institutions stated that the Cardano founder studied as an undergrad, but didn't earn a degree from either. Interesting. Let's see. She gave Hoskinson's team ample opportunity to talk with her, but they all ghosted her. Commenting on the thread, BitTorrent founder Bram Cohen chimed in jokingly that she could also let everyone know that he dropped out of undergrad too. So, involved with Tron, BitTorrent, supporting Cardano, supporting Charles Hoskinson, good stuff. Community debated whether Hoskinson's wording about not completing a PhD could be technically true. During the interview, Shin asked Hoskinson whether he was getting a master's or a PhD when he first heard about Bitcoin. Blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you exactly what happened. I know exactly what happened. What happened here is there's a story, right? There's a story. Whatever Charles dropped out of or said he was going to do, probably over time and telling that story, he just found it's easier for him to say, yeah, I dropped out of an undergrad. It's probably just easier than explain whatever the entire backstory is. Like, you ever had something like that? Like, it wasn't technically 100% accurate, like something that you're telling someone, but it's like 98% accurate, but you're only telling it that way because if you go into the nuance of it, you end up in an hour-long conversation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Does that make sense? I can almost guarantee you that is what has happened here. So we know Charles is a straight shooter, and, this man has pictures with a falcon on his arm. He doesn't need to embellish.
Well, he's also in a very fast-moving tech space. I don't think anybody's coming after any founders saying, like, let me see your degree. Nobody cares,
I remember when the Georgia Tech coach, Dennis O'Leary, he got a job with Notre Dame, and he went up there to Notre Dame, and he lied about a degree on his resume, and he ended up not getting the job. It came out a week after they hired him. That was probably 20 years ago. But it's a big deal in the college sports world. We've had that before. Other times that coaches had there was another recent coach that lied about a degree. But if you're a founder or CEO, who cares? This is just stuff that, they're trying to dig up. Yeah, Falcons are cool. That's right. I'm over-invested in Cardano. No one cares. I'm sure nobody cares. That's why. Where's the Ada gang at? Show me where the Ada gang's at. I don't ask for that Ada gang every day. Where you at, Ada gang? Go ahead. Show them who cares.
Yeah.
Market cap of gold-backed cryptos surpassed 1 billion as yellow metal nears record high. Yellow metal. That is the most demeaning possible way to refer to gold. Yeah, that's you can tell there's the crypto coin desk. That yellow metal. Let me tell you what it's at today.
There it is. Look at that.
Look at that. Ada gang all day, every day. Okay, stagflation fears appear to have boosted demand for gold and crypto tokens backed by the yellow metal. Crypto tokens tied to gold, a traditional inflation hedge, continue to see solid growth as the specter of stagflation hangs over the global economy. Taken together, the market cap of the top back gold coins, Pax and Tether Gold rose above $1 billion, marking a 60% increase. Look at that Ada gang. Yeah, Ada's dead, guys. Y'all remember that. And the Falcons trade for Deshaun Watson. I don't know. Yesterday was International Women's Day. Let's say that. So we're going to say no. Deshaun Watson is from Gainesville, where I lived for 10 years. And a lot of allegations about him the other day.
Over the years.
Came all out at one time. But the attorney for all of the women in that case, he's great friends with the Texans owner. So, Deshaun Watson was already saying he didn't want to play there. So, there might be some stuff going on here, but when it's as many women as it is, you got to kind of believe it. So I'm going to say no, but man, he's a talented guy. He's talented. That's
Yeah.
what he would actually.
Somebody said,
He'd say, hey, you know, or you do this chiropracticing here. You know, I'm a successful guy. I'm really talented. Try his lead in line there. Okay. Rallying gold price seems to have attracted more crypto investors. To go back tokens, ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. What are we calling this war, you think? Is there a name for it yet? He's calling it the Russia-Ukraine war. I mean, that's
I'm sure the media is working on something good.
got to be. Well, I think they're probably waiting to see where it's going to go. You know, like what are more people going to get involved? So they'll probably name it something different. So, Terra up 19%. Crypto investor says UST is liquid hydrogen. Luna is the rocket. What is Terra? Let's see. This is a document about it. I mean, we pretty much know what it is. There's stable coins. We've got algorithmic coins, staking rewards, a lot of DeFi. Here's a quick thing from Binance here. Terra is a blockchain network built using Cosmos software development kit, specializing in stablecoin creation. Rather than use fiat or over-collateralized crypto as reserves, each Terra stablecoin is convertible into the network's native token, Luna, allowing holders to pay network fees, participating governments, stake in the Tendermint delegated proof of stake consensus mechanism, and peg stablecoins. Where's Decker when you need him? Let's see here. So Luna is doing really well here. Why are we covering this? It is not on my rundown. Maybe I was supposed to cover that. Let's move on here to the next story. This is what I really want to talk about. Oh, Terra Luna is doing great. NFT trading volume on the world's largest marketplace drops by over 70%. Weird. Let's see. OpenSea, the world's biggest marketplace for non-fungible tokens based on daily volumes, has witnessed demand in NFTs decline in tandem with trading volume. It's worth mentioning. I want you guys to listen to these dates here. These dates here. Very important. End of December 2021 to the beginning of February 2022, NFTs had a significant increase in both traffic and Google search interest. The daily volume of OpenSea reached a height of around 250 million. When did this thing start declining? Well, if we go to go here, look at that. OpenSea took our check mark on February 17th. Kind of weird, isn't it? Let's see what else is going on here. February 17th. I don't know. It's been tanking pretty much ever since then. You know, if you look at the let's see, this is the NFT interest. So I want you to pay attention to this. The interest had peaked a little bit earlier. The interest peaked January 29th. But the volume basically peaked on February 17th. Think about it. I'm not saying we caused it. Certainly wouldn't say that. I think obviously they don't need any help doing it to themselves.
Yeah.
You know, they have enough problems. That was when they had the big hack, you know, when all the money, the exploit and all that stuff that they said they had nothing to do with, which I still don't believe. But look, you know, you want to fight fire with fire. This seems like this would be a great opportunity for a new competitor to rise up. Great new NFT platform competitor. People who are smart, they would be developing one right now at this very moment that's going to crush OpenSea. The smartest people in the world, they say, would be doing that. Okay, let's see. A combination of branding and marketing, including collaborations with Adidas and Bored Ape Yacht Club and Nike purchasing Artifact. I know what that is now. Celebrity purchases and appearances in music videos contributed to the buildup. It seems like we have seen some stagnation now, which is okay. It's not always going to be up all the way. And I told you guys for a while that I definitely believe that we're going to see a difference in the NFT market cycles and the crypto price speculation market cycles. I think we're going to see something different. Here are U.S. applications for NFT trademarks by month. Golly, see in 2021, like nobody was doing it. Now up to 450.
What are you?
Is that's literal numbers? 450 applications. Not that much.
What's your opinion on crypto patents? You know, because it's not exact. It's a totally different kind of space when it comes to patents and that kind of stuff. Do you think there's much merit to it, or it's just kind of
It's
spinning their
hard.
wheels for traditional companies.
We should rename it Open Sucks. I like that. The thing for me is that there's a lot of good opportunity there, but like, you know, in a world where everything's going to be like permissionless and open source,
Right.
especially in this, you know, area, it seems like it's the last straws of traditional trying to control different things. So you look, you know, the number one holder of these patents, IBM.
Yeah.
IBM is the number one holder. Why? Because they do pretty much exclusively business to business now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously a lot of enterprise use for blockchain. So it seems to make sense. But I am so thrilled that OpenSea is doing terrible. It could not be better timing for me personally. If anything else, just I get so much satisfaction out of seeing stories about how much they suck every day. It really is incredible. And people have heard our message. And I think I'm not saying we crashed the volume on OpenSea by any stretch of the imagination, but we played a part. I'm telling you, we played a part. We played a part in spreading this message about what a garbage, you know, service it is. Customer service, you heard of it? You know, you're selling 6-figure items and you have no service, no customer service at all. I don't have a problem. So we'll see what happens. I think if anything else, I just think it's a great opportunity for some eyes to go some other places in the space. Ethereum fees dropped to record low. This is a record low for Ethereum today in fees. Ethereum fees are dipping to around record lows for the first time in 8 months. I mean, we've seen that. We've been looking at the Paraguays. Analysts point to multiple factors that could be contributing to this as the network continues to look towards scalability improvements. I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence that these are back and forth, right? Like these stories are right next to each other because we're seeing NFT volume down, ETH fees down. Go figure. It would work better the other way, right? Like NFT is pumping because there's no gas fees, but there's no gas fees because NFTs aren't great.
A lot of people holding their NFTs until the gas fees got low because it was expensive to move them. Now it's cheap to move them. You see the volume.
Yeah. Okay. Josh MCL here in the chat says, Ben, I've been following you for almost a year now, and you've changed my life. Thank you. That's awesome. Great to hear. You've taught me to continue to learn and make my own decisions on crypto. I like it. Thank you from me, my wife, and your son. Well, I'll tell your wife and son. We are very pleased to have you in the community, and we welcome all of you. So glad to have you watching the channel. We love all the members of the BitSquad. If you're in the BitSquad, do us a favor. Make sure to smash that like button. Number one thing you can do to support the channel. Crypto, the YouTube Alliance. What is that? That's an interesting name. It's a Pluto Alliance. Is that our Pluto Alliance channel?
Mm-hmm.
I'd call it Sandbox today.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
That's
I've been playing in Sandbox today.
Yeah.
I finally did it.
How is it?
I mean,
You've run around a little bit.
Yeah, run around a little bit. Still trying to learn the controls and stuff. I don't know how much I'm going to do. Crypt Anon says, are you making an NFT platform? I didn't say that. Did not say that.
Yeah, a lot of really interesting stuff coming in that Sandbox land.
Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff coming on that. It's going to be really cool. I mean, we're talking about maybe getting some avatars during one of these alpha seasons. So they let us know kind of the plan for when they're going to be, opening up the entire land a little bit further down the road than I thought it was going to be, but it's still not very far.
Yeah. And we might be able to get some giveaway type stuff for you guys in the future to get some BitSquad members.
Let's give away 5 passes.
Potentially, yeah. Playing get the BitSquad into the Sandbox metaverse. So we're excited about that.
Yeah. What does it say? Matt Ryan and 2 first-round picks. What? Go up a little bit.
Right here.
Yeah, go up though. Did you say something before that? Look for that same guy. Did somebody make a trade? I don't think that's true.
I think they're just talking about what
Russell Wilson to the Broncos. Aaron Rodgers staying with the Packers. Crazy stuff going on out there in football today. I saw something about can't remember what it was. Something about Russell Wilson and crypto. Saw something in the last couple of days I meant to tell you about. XRP lawsuit, Ripple upcoming court decisions might be revealed as soon as end of March, says John Deaton. XRP updated. Where are my XRP people? You threw it up once, but please throw it up again. listen, Cryptanon. Okay. Ben helped me get through a rough time when my family died in a bungee cord accident in Paraguay. Well, we're here for your family. I hope in some way we were able to contribute to the tragedy there. I don't know. I don't think that's a real story. If it was, don't worry, you'll bounce back.
We should. We got crypto.
Don't worry, you'll bounce back.
Oh gosh.
Crypto Phase in the house. Was it Crypto Phase?
No, I was gonna see if it'd be. We should get him on soon. I know he's a big commodity. He's got a lot of oil and that kind of stuff. Might be interesting with all that. Nickel popping off.
Oh, nickel, golly.
Yeah.
Saw that thing?
Yeah, and I wonder if he had a position in it. I'd be
A
interested.
nickel position. I know Crypto Phase pretty well. He's probably had a position in a nickel before, I'm sure. So,
Couple different positions.
yeah, a couple positions in it. Okay. All right, let's go. According to crypto law founder John Deaton, Ripple's expected court rulings might come down as soon as the end of March. The reason he explains it is twice per year. Federal judges submit a list to Congress of motions pending for 6 months or longer. The next list is due March 31st. If Judge Torres doesn't issue a ruling on the pending motions, she must report those motions for inclusion on the 6-month list. Brad Garlinghouse stated he's expecting some action here. The anticipated verdict from Judge Netburn on the motion for reconsideration, dubbed the largest decision, likewise awaited by Ripple. Believe it will be any day now, he says. Ripple and the XR community are keeping their fingers crossed while awaiting the next phase of the lawsuit to unfold. According to CoinMarketCap, the XRP is trading up 4%, yada, yada, yada. It seems that optimism remains in the XRP community concerns the Ripple SEC lawsuit has dragged on for more than a year. Fox journalist, we talked about this yesterday, Eleanor Terrett, recently reported that SEC staff seem to be losing their faith in the agency's ability to win the case. And was there really expectation they'd win?
Not for a while.
I mean, at first I thought, like, I definitely thought SEC was going to hammer them the first week that it came down. But, I mean, it became very clear, very quick that they did not have the upper hand. So, nobody really believes.
I think we overestimated the SEC at first.
Overestimated?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
I assumed they would have had their ducks in a row before even starting this. They clearly did not.
No, they had no clue.
Yeah.
I still tend to believe that this whole thing's a dark show. I still think that. I still think that this, I think this is kind of a setup here. I think that it was always supposed to go like this. Because to me, just the fact that the judge keeps going against the SEC. I mean, what have we really seen the SEC? What case have we seen the SEC go head to head with and not come out on top? I can't think of one. Can you?
I don't follow them real close, but not one that comes to my mind.
So, okay. All right. Let's see here. 6-month list. Guarantee rulings by the end of this month. That was the tweet. That was it. That was the tweet. It was on Twitter. Moving to quick hits. A decade later, LimeWire returns as NFT marketplace. The shuttered music sharing service making a comeback. Who used LimeWire? That's what I want to know from everybody. Who used LimeWire? What were you downloading on LimeWire and BearShare? Remember BearShare?
No.
Did you use LimeWire?
I barely use LimeWire. It was on its way
7
out.
years, 6 or 7 years between us makes a big difference.
It does.
Yeah.
I used, I knew what it was. I had it installed, but I knew you were pretty much downloading all kinds of stuff when you did that. Basically going to sync your computer, but yeah.
Guaranteed virus on your computer by using that stuff. LimeWire, a file sharing service, shut down in 2011, plans to relaunch as digital collectibles marketplace for art, music, and entertainment. All of these things. Wait. Q&A question? Oh, save that for the chat.
Yeah, I'm pulling that one.
That's a tough question right there.
That is a good question.
Whew. Golly. Gotta have that blockchain backer in that too. Also a sunglasses guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of these, newfangled, old-fangled sites are now trying to turn into crypto. Tells you the future of crypto right there. That everybody's trying to jump in on Radio Shack, trying to get on NFTs, Ty Lopez, all that stuff.
Well, even somebody just said Yahoo Finance just added a new crypto market data tab, trying to be like CoinMarketCap.
Nice.
All right, we'll start with this one. Super chat from Jacob. What are your thoughts on AMP long term?
Great question. This conversation we had yesterday has got me a little shook. I was really thinking about how confident I was in stuff in 2017 and 2018. How many of those projects are, a lot of them are in the top 1 to 200.
Yeah, they're still huge and a lot of money behind them. They're just not doing anything.
Projects like Waves. Look, Waves came back.
Yeah, strong.
But yeah, so look, AMP is one that I do. It's still in our portfolio, right? It's one we're keeping for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we are keeping it in the portfolio. It made the cut, so we definitely are keeping it long term. But it's just had such a lack of marketing since the summer. Like had nothing. There's been nothing out about AMP pretty much since the summer. So, that does have me a little worried, but I do believe it is going to be, very successful payment rails. I think it's going to be. I do like AMP. I do think it's going to be a long-term good.
Yeah, somebody asked good time to buy Graph. That was another one we spent a long time going back and forth about. We felt like it.
That was the Mendoza line.
Yeah, that was one of those ones right on the line that feel like it's a strong project, strong tech, first mover advantage for the space, not a lot of competitors. But is that enough to survive a bear market and still be relevant next time around? That's a tough choice. I don't think we sold it, though, if that tells you.
No, we didn't sell.
All right, we'll start with a fun one here from the YouTube chat. Who is cooler, CryptoFace or Tom Crown? That's a tough one. It's two pretty cool dudes.
Well, it depends. Do you like the neat-looking cool guy, or do you like the guy that you think he's cooler, that he could when he's in detention every day, he's always got his hair's long, he's wearing always like something weird to school, probably some giant Jinkos back in the 90s. Just two different guys there. I can't make a call. I can't make a call for who's cooler, Tom Crown or CryptoFace. I will say Tom Crown has never been asleep when he was supposed to be on the show. That's one thing I will say. Okay. CryptoFace has slept through the show once or twice.
And for some people, that's extra cool points.
Exactly.
For some people, it's not.
100%. Did you like the guy that fell asleep in class? You tried to wake him up. You had your headphones in your hoodie sleeve like this, with the hoodie on over. You couldn't see your eyes. That's what I would do. That was me for sure. I did not have long hair. Longest hair I ever had in my life was on our banner on YouTube. That's when my hair was long. It's like a year and a half ago. Right. All right. What did you think of that look? The long hair look.
Which one?
When I had my hair slicked back. I always wanted to do that since I was like in the 5th grade. And I never did it. Yeah. I finally did it last year.
It was something.
Maybe a year and a half. It was 2020, I think it was.
It was early 2020.
I think I got my hair cut right after you moved here.
It was right around that time. Yeah.
Yeah. I got it cut because you were coming. I wanted to look good for you.
I think you switched back about the time I came. I don't remember. Do you think crypto will be abused and violated like the fiat dollar in the future? Whenever government touches something, it lights it on fire.
Yeah, individual cryptos can be. I think regulation is a good and bad thing, obviously. Look, what the institutions have brought into crypto, not good. For a lot of things, been good for price, bad for manipulation, bad for decentralization, good for centralization. But they're going to try to get their hands on stuff. I'm much more worried about what the control of the innovation and eliminating competition, so the horses they kind of bet on will win. That's generally what the government tends to do.
Yep. Are there nodes other than ADA that you guys control that we can join? Yes, there are. We should probably do a video on just all the nodes, recapping the information we have and giving them that. That'll be part of the investing philosophies, earning crypto through passive income. Nodes is one of those things. So we'll start putting a lot more of information for that for you guys together. We have a variety of nodes that we run that, you guys could join.
We have Daryl Inda says, you gave me so much hype on Flex Network and app. Bought a ton of it. Go up. On the left. Right there. Now I feel terrible and not confident at all. Like, it kind of hurts. I mean, look at it. That's the same exact spot I'm in. But look, if I wasn't still confident in it, I would be gone. I would be out. I would be out if I wasn't confident in it. And I was adamant that it remained in our portfolio. Sometimes you're confident in stuff that doesn't turn out to be great, but we're still so early in this. I want to read this from Dexter too. It said, Ben, I was a rookie end of 2020 and killed it through 2021 because of you. You were the only YouTuber at the beginning of my journey that I literally was upset when you wouldn't do a live stream. Straight love. Okay. We appreciate you. Appreciate everybody that watches the channel since the beginning. We've been doing this live show over a year now. Continue to only get better over time. So, all right.
Anything else we got? No.
That's all we got. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the show today. It's been a great show, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in the coming days with this executive order effect. What's going to happen with the rate hike that'll be coming down soon. So we will see you tomorrow. All I got. Be blessed. Wow.